Let's have a toast to this money.
Welcome back to Fashion Friday. Today we're talking about the night that fashion lost its mind. It was 2016, the time where everyone talks about peak music, peak life, you know what I'm saying. To give some context, a lot of the runways at this time were very traditional, not really thinking out the box too much. There's definitely some cool ones, but nothing really shook the fashion and rap industry like the V-Fowls runway, September 2016. From Young Thug stopping a model mid-walk to fix his collar, teenage metal band that shredded while a dance crew was doing backflips, last but not least where Playboi Carti closed the whole thing out by performing on the runway. This wasn't a fashion show, this was a moment in history. So let's break it down. Before we get into all this chaos, you gotta understand what V-Fowls even is, because it's not your average fashion house. V-Fowls is a platform built entirely around the global youth creative community. Founder and CEO Julianne Quay built it as a place where young designers, photographers, stylists, and artists could come together, upload their work, get discovered, and actually break into an industry which is very hard to get into. 70% of the users on the platform were under 24, capturing this youth-driven dynamic of not only fashion, but knowing what's in. Every season, V-Fowls takes that community and puts it on the biggest stage as possible. This being New York Fashion Week. Not in the back, not as a side event, but opening night. 5 international designers were chosen after submitting their work to the V-Fowls platform and being reviewed by one of the most electric mentor panels Fashion Week has ever seen. Naomi Campbell, Pac McGrath, Mel Ottenberg, Fear of God designer Jerry Lorenzo, and of course, Jeffrey. So here's where things started getting crazy. The show kicked off with not a model, but 2 synchronized swimmers, 2 Olympic level synchronized swimmers on the runway. Like what? This shit was crazy, bro. Like no other real fashion show was doing something like this. Then came a Brooklyn-based teen metal band whose average member age was 15. They go by the name of Unlocking the Truth. At the same time, the Waffle NYC dance crew, one of New York's most electrifying street dance collectives, was doing flips, tricks, and acrobatic routines on the runway. Like look at this. All of them wearing Camo Out, a wearable tech collab between Mountain Dew and V-Fowls. DJ A-Track held the whole energy together throughout, keeping the room locked in. Then came the moment that everyone still talks about. I'm just gonna let it play. Young Thug sitting front row in a floor-length red trench coat from that same collection, stands up mid-show, blunt in hand, walks up to the runway, stops the model to personally adjust the model's collar. The crowd lost it. Was it appropriate? Debatable. Was it iconic? Of course. The front row that night, by the way, included Migos, Cardi B, Tiana Taylor, Dev Hines, Luca Sabat, Barbie Ferreira, A$AP Bari, the list goes on. This wasn't just a fashion show, it was a cultural gathering. And to close out the night, Playboi Carti performing What? Live as the finale.
What? Your whole talks from New York.
In 2016, Carti was still on the come up, and this stage was exactly the kind of moment that was building up his legacy. Alessandro, the winning designer that night, had already quietly made history before the show was even over, because Young Thug, his mentor, had spotted his billowing lavender gown backstage, pointed it out, and immediately said, "I want that for the cover." That dress became the cover of Young Thug's 2016 mixtape Jeffrey, one of the most iconic and culturally significant album covers of the entire decade. A young Italian designer, discovered through an open digital platform, ends up on one of rap's most talked about releases. V-Fowls Runway 7 represented something rare, a fashion event where the music, the movement, the mentors, and the clothes all existed on the same level. Nobody was the backdrop. It wasn't fashion with a musical guest, it was fashion and culture genuinely colliding and working together to create a moment. V-Fowls Runway happened in 2016, but its DNA is everywhere in fashion culture right now. This idea that emerging designers deserve the same energy, the same stage, the same cultural moment as legacy houses. It shows how youth communities can come together online and in person to produce real, lasting talent. And sometimes that's the most important thing a mentor can do, is literally walk onto the runway. If you haven't watched the full show, the link is in the description. Trust me, this show is crazy. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe if you're new, and we'll keep talking about subjects like this. More cool videos on the way. Swaps has a big vision. Check out our Instagram. We're doing a lot of cool stuff. We're doing events, local events. We're trying to expand across the whole US. I don't know when you're gonna see this video, but check it out and see our progress. We have live events, trying to bring the fashion community together, and I'm also working on a fashion app. So stay tuned. There's a lot of cool stuff coming. I'm telling you, we're here to stay. I'll see y'all in the next one.